and I was in a hotel somewhere, and then you come barging with Kevin Nerone, and you stop and you look at me, Bobby, what the hell? How are you doing, man? And then we gave each other a hand. I don't even remember that. And then it's Bobby. Let me introduce you. This is Kevin Nerone. Kevin like, hey Bobby, what's up, Bobby? Kevin's like, well, you okay? You were sober.
Okay, so welcome to episode 4 of the Fantom Podcast, and today I have a very, very special guest, good friend of mine since a long time since we've seen each other, but he's a 2009 Classic British Bodybuilding Champion, UKBFF, and obviously won loads of numerous titles. We have Mr. Bobby Khan. So, Bobby, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking your time out to come on this podcast.
Thanks for having me, Simon.
Yeah, I was just trying to think when the last time we actually seen each other in person. It's been a long time, isn't it?
It's been a very long time, but I can tell you one thing. I saw you, you didn't see me. It was at Heathrow Airport.
Yes, I saw you at Heathrow, I saw you once at Heathrow. Yes, because you came up to me, unless it was a year before. No,
there was another time. I think you were driving. You had a BMW. I remember it's a big whatever vehicle you had, and I was also coming out. And we both had been to America. I think it was Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
And I said, this guy looks like Simon. This is Simon. And you were driving by. That was the last time I saw you.
Okay.
But obviously we met each other in US a couple of times.
Yes, we did. Yeah. I think the last time, I think it was, I remember we bumped into each other at the airport. Did you? Because you used to work there, didn't you? Heathrow Airport.
I used to. That was my beginning of my, when I moved to UK, we used to work at the airport. And that was my base, the airport.
But don't you think the last 10 years have just flown by?
Hey, Simon, the only thing, it's just crazy how quick it's gone. It's surreal. And so many things happened. So many things evolved.
Yes.
I would say I'm from the old school era,
Exactly.
with the
that's exactly why I wanted to bring you on the podcast, because I know obviously there's a lot of people that probably won't have heard of you. I mean, they need a slap if they don't,
and that's fine, man. That's fine.
But I want to bring back some of the old school bodybuilders from our era, obviously the 90s and the late 2000s. I want to bring them on just to see what they're doing and what their thoughts of competing now, the industry now compared to what it was when we were competing, the standard, obviously the whole social media influence it has. So it'd be good to sort of get your views on a few things.
Sure.
Yeah. So when did you last compete, Bob?
The last competition was in America. It was in 2012, the Arnold Classic.
Okay. The Columbus one, yeah.
Yeah, 2012. And yeah, at that time it was. I felt like things were going in a different direction. And
in the classic class or the whole industry.
The whole industry, man, like the whole industry. Like again, Simon, if I go back again where I started, so I grew up in Denmark. I was born and raised in Denmark, Copenhagen, and I was raised up cycling in the winter, in the cold winter, to the nearest local shop. Gym also, but local shop, to buy the Flex magazine, to buy the the hardcore bodybuilding magazine.
So how old was you when you first started training? Got into training?
When I first started back in Copenhagen, I was 17 years old.
Okay.
I started lifting weights.
And what sort of inspired you to start training? I mean, did you watch like Arnold movies, Stallone movies, and why did you start training initially?
It's a good question, and that's what I tell people around me and my clients. Stallone, Rocky Balboa started me.
Rocky,
Rocky, not Arnold. I love Arnold.
Yeah.
Rocky films. When I saw his physique transform from I think it's Rocky 3 and 4, because Rocky Stallone. Yeah, if you saw him in the first Rocky.
First two Rockies, he was quite. Yeah, he had a lot of body fat, didn't he?
Yeah, there was nothing like he was like a bit bulky type of guy, and then when he transformed his shape. And I was looking with my older brother, and we were looking at both of this. Oh my God, Rocky 3 and 4, and it was phenomenal. And we said, hey, if he can be like that, we can maybe do it too. That's where we joined the gym.
So that was sort of Rocky 3, Rocky 4. That we're talking like mid 80s.
Mid 80s,
80s.
late 80s, yeah. Mid
Rocky
80s,
3 came out. This is how old I am. I actually watched Rocky 3 when it came out on VHS tape. It came out in 1983. 1983, and Rocky 4 came out the year after 1984 because we brought the soundtrack to Rocky 4 and I used to play it on cassette. So when I used to hit the gym, I used to put on my Walkman and I used to train to Rocky 4 soundtrack, which is probably the ultimate training soundtrack.
Amazing. I still use it sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, when you sort of do them hard sets and you want to do the cardio, you put the Rocky 4 soundtrack, Eye of the Tiger, and
And so so Rocky Balboa was the character that started me Stallone, that started me into weightlifting, the training to transform my physique. Jean-Claude Van Damme. However, before the training, I used to watch when I was a little kid blood sports, and I don't know if these younger people on your audience, if they know about blood sport, but they probably do. So when I saw Jean-Claude Van Damme, I said, "Oh, I want to kick like him." So I started the martial arts before the bodybuilding. I started doing taekwondo, and I was pretty good because I was very flexible and I was very good with my kicks. Like genetically, I was good.
Yeah, because you got long legs, haven't you? You got long limbs.
Long legs, and I was very flexible, Simon. It was just automatically I was good at that. Started taekwondo back in Copenhagen, and because of Jean-Claude Van Damme, the blood sports, Frank Dukes, and then later on, Stallone came in. That's where I wanted to create a physique and have a transform and have six packs. I never had six packs in my life, and
so before you started like training, what was your physique like? Was it like was you skinny? Was you fat, or was you just?
So I was not fat. I was not skinny. How can I explain? I just didn't have no lines on my body. I'd never had any six packs. And I swear, it's crazy. I used to go to the beach in Denmark. We had a beach in Brøndby. It's called Brøndby. And I was 14, 15 years old. And I saw some of my friends. They were taking shirts off in front of the girls, chicks, and they were showing off. And they had like those, I didn't know at that time. Now I know. They had the fast metabolism, genetically gifted, like six packs. You could see the anatomy. You could see the muscles.
So when you're that age, most people are sort of quite lean at that age, aren't they? Because they haven't developed the puppy fat.
But I was not developed, so I used to always wear my t-shirts and be a bit embarrassed because I was always wondering, this dude is like eating burgers and not training, and he's got six pack. I didn't understand back then when I was younger, right? At 14, 15 years old, I didn't know, and I was doing setups at home. I was reading the magazines. You got to do this. But later on, I understood genetics plays a big role too. So there were a lot of things I learned all the time. So. Jean-Claude Van Damme started the whole thing with the kicking and everything, getting into the sport, taekwondo. Stallone started me to change my physique, and Arnold, the main one, also I must say, Arnold Schwarzenegger. When I saw his pumping iron, he got me that the mindset to focus and be determined. So these three gentlemen, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Stallone, Rocky Balboa, and Arnie.
Yeah, I think anyone sort of in the 80s, obviously they were sort of the main characters that sort of inspired people to train. So did you ever compete in Taekwondo, or did you just use it as a sort of training?
You see, I did like a local competition.
Yeah.
But I was a very naughty boy. So I was like always, nobody would believe me because I changed so much. So I was always like in the wrong crowd.
Okay.
So I never got a chance because you have to train up for the competition. And my trainer once said to me, you got to focus. You can't just skip your trainings and don't come just because you're good at kicking and go do the splits. You're gonna get your ass whooped, man. You got to train. So never really did like big shit, but I did like local ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what age was you when you started like focusing on more of the bodybuilding training?
17, I believe. 17.
Yeah. And when did you do your first competition?
My first one was when I believe I was 19, just turning 20 in Denmark, Copenhagen.
Yeah. Was it like a junior bodybuilding class?
It was. So we say Begynder-mesterskab, the beginners championship.
Okay, yeah.
And funny enough, my brother was also entering in the same show. And I got an older brother, Simon. You don't know. I'll send you some pictures.
Yeah. Do you look alike? Do you like him?
So he was more of a like a compact bodybuilder type of physique, where he has amazing back. I don't have the back. He's like proper like V-tap, like a back, and he was not that aesthetic. Yeah. Does it make sense? But he was more like.
I had an older brother as well, which got me into training. And he was bigger than me, and he's the one that got me into training. But yeah, so we both influenced by our siblings.
My older brother, yeah. So we competed in the first show in 1999. I had a couple named Cliff and Susanne. It's a Danish couple. They used to help. They were old competitor themselves, and they used to help and make the diets and the training program for the athletes. So I went to them and I said, listen, I heard you guys help them. Can you help me? And they said, yeah, sure. And they looked at me and said, hey, wow, you got good potential, they told me. And I said, okay. And I said, but you need to follow this diet. So they just gave me a plan. I need to just follow that. And they said, listen, if you follow it, you'll get in shape. That's the simple as they said. So, okay. I didn't ask any question. I think my first diet in 99 was 3 months, 12 weeks. And I was not big, Simon, but I was shredded like crazy. And
like you follow the plan and you got shredded.
I followed the plan, yeah.
And can you remember what the kind of plan was, what it sort of consisted of?
So
was there any Cocoa Pops? Was there any Cocoa Pops or
no, man, no.
In there?
No, I had a cheat meal, but but the first 3 weeks I thought it was a cheat day, right? So so
you spent the whole day. You spent the whole day.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done that.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I thought it was a cheat day, but after 3 weeks they sussed out. They said, "Listen, Bobby, it's a cheat meal because you're not really getting to that result that you want." So I learned a lot of things. It was based on calories. That's it. And then sometimes like 1,500, sometimes 2,000 calories, and you had to do calculation. They taught me a lot of things. They said how to calculate, and it was like learning. It's like being in school almost. But you know what? They were good. Simon, I must say, I always had good mentors, good people around me. I had some idiots around me too, but you can suss out, like, there's no easy way. You got to work hard.
Nah, and there's so many prep coaches now. They want to sell you the dream and make things easy. But I was looking at some videos of you. You used to get incredible shape. I mean, you could see you had to suffer through them diets. I mean, your face was like it was like a skeleton. Yeah. Your face. Give me 1 second. I was going to. So this is from the show we put on, but looking at your face, it was proper drawn. So this was a 2011, wasn't it, Bob?
That was 2011 English Grand Prix. I believe you were the main man behind it, right?
I was there, me and Neil.
Yeah, you and Neil Hill, and I remember this one, man. Simon, I would say this was one of my craziest
condition.
Yeah, and there's a story behind the class I was in. I can tell you, nobody knows that so much. Only a few people know about the category I came in.
Do you want to tell 11 years later?
Yeah, 11 years later, because I'm one of those guys. I believe in what's happened. You can't cry afterwards. Say, oh, this category was not my category. I was supposed to be in a shorter class. Okay, so I was competing actually against the bigger guys than me, like more Demir. But the whole messed up happened. My good friend and my mentor and my trainer at that time, Wade Stafford, he was monitoring everything. I love that guy. He was monitoring everything, but he could not come to the weigh-in.
Okay.
I had my camera guy with me, Vincent, my friend, and he was following and everything. And Simon, when you diet, your head is not there. When you are on the last,
last few weeks
steps of your even steps of your, your day of the.
You're like a zombie. You're like a zombie. Yeah.
You're like a zombie. Right? You can't really think. So anyway, I went there with Vincent, my cameraman, my friend. Wade couldn't make it, and the judges were there, and I had to weigh. I don't know, in my head, I thought I had to tiptoe a little bit to make the weight, because this was the first time I had my problem in 2009. It's a classic class, bodybuilding. It's a height and weight ratio.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. So what did you have to weigh in to make that class, make that weight?
So I was weighing 74 kg, and I know it doesn't sound much, but if you're rib shape, you have the symmetry, it looks good, right? And then you can carb up. But I was weighing exactly, I think 73.4 kg. But in my head, because I was so, listen, I don't take drugs and nothing like that, but it felt like I was on drugs, right? Because I didn't know what was going on. And I thought, okay, maybe it's the 2009 again. I need to tiptoe to make, because in 2009, I did cheat a little bit. I tiptoed a little bit
to make
because
yourself
I was weighing a
taller.
little bit more. Yeah, I'm honest, right? And then, but at that time there was only one class.
You should have just grew your hair so they measured your hair.
Actually, they were grown also, so that's a good one. But anyway, I went there and I tiptoed. I don't know why the hell I did that. Don't ask me why. I just tiptoed, and then suddenly I landed up.
So when you
the big
tiptoed,
boys.
you're allowed to be in a heavier class, and there was more the guys that you're competing against. They were heavier. Is that what you're saying? So they sort of had more weight to play with.
Yeah, because they were like at least 3-4 centimeters taller than me and bigger. They could play with
more weight.
Yeah, but they were so unnecessary because I was good in my not the taller but the shorter one.
Yeah.
And I again, not being hindsight, not being bragging, but I could have smoked that because I saw the guys. But anyway, that's what happened. And then I called Wade and say, "Hey, Wade, I made the weight and everything." And he said, "Oh yeah, so." And then Wade is very clued up, and he said, "So what category is?" I'm a tall classic. I said, "What?" Probably that's not your class. Now, me being me, I'm very stubborn. I say, listen, if I tell them that I tiptoed, it's like me cheating because I cheat a little bit, right? So I'm not going to say that because they'll tell you all these guys. But I think if I said that to them, listen, I think something happened. I just took my neck a bit more out.
So when you won the British in 2009, was there height classes? Was it just one class in the classics?
There was a height class also, but there was one class. So there's one class. The height class was one class. But in this Grand Prix, there was two classes.
It was international, yeah.
Yeah, tall and a bit medium, but short, whatever you call it, right?
But when you qualified in 2009, was you short or tall?
I think I was short class, yeah.
Yeah.
Under 75, yeah.
Okay.
175. But Simon, this is the thing. I'm telling you guys the truth. Nobody knew that. Only Wade knew that, and then the very few people. Because I could have said at the end, or I could have actually gone to the president and listen, and they could have probably said to me, "You know what? Okay, we'll put you in the short."
Yeah, it was. Was it Bill Turney? Was he on
the? Bill Turney. Yeah. And
Bill Turney.
Huh? I was likable back then, so I could.
Bill. I'm sure Bill liked you because obviously he took you to Columbus and.
Yeah, he liked me. There were some ups and downs also in the middle of my career, but that's everybody goes through.
Bill liked me until I brought Lee Priest into my gym. Then I got kicked out of the UKBFF.
I remember all that. I remember that.
But you know what?
There's a funny story with me. There's another funny with Bill Turney. What he did, but I can actually tell it because it's all done and dusted, right? It's not grudges. I'll tell you about it.
People like to hear these stories, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I will tell them now, man. But listen, at that time, I felt like, okay, I did something naughty. I stretched myself a little bit. Because I thought I will not make the class, but I was perfect in my own category.
Yes.
But now suddenly I'm against the big boys. And then Wade said to me, go and tell the judges. No, I'm going to compete with these guys. Because it's like, for example, if you go to a boxing match and let's say your wrist is not right or whatever, and then you lose it. And then afterwards you say, oh, my wrist was not good. It doesn't matter. You lost. You went to the fight. That's it. Yeah. And I felt that I competed against the bigger boys and they were good, and it was learning experience, and that's it.
Where did you place then? Did you place?
I think I placed, to be honest, very bad. I think fourth maybe, fourth or third. I don't remember. Third maybe, I don't know. Fourth.
But you're saying if you would have done the shorter class, you would have.
100%, man.
Yeah.
100%. If people look at the picture, whatever, everybody was telling me that not everybody, people, I told them. But that was it, Simon. For me, when I started competing, it was not to be a champion. I tell you, for me, it was just to transform my physique, just to get the bloody six packs, like Rocky Balboa.
Well, you got the six pack and a lot more.
I got it, and I learned a lot of things, So
it
was not. I know a lot of people's goal are. I was very much of a hardcore bodybuilder. Don't get me wrong. I love bodybuilding. Not so much now, what is going now, but I love all the old school.
Do you still follow bodybuilding now, or do you sort of you just? I don't follow it as much, to be honest. I mean, I couldn't even tell you who was top 5 Mr. Olympia the last few years or so.
I tell you who I follow. You're one of them I follow. You're one of them I follow. And I follow Dorian Yates. I follow who more? Maybe Kevin Lerone. I will go Dennis James. I don't follow any bodybuilders. Yeah. People I will go on their Instagram, look at it, look at your Instagram obviously all the time. I look at Dorian Yates and stuff. I like Dorian Yates. He's a very one thing about him, even though I could never be like him, but that was one of the guys also, he was amazing. Like the guy was a freak. The guy was like he was a workhorse, right? Like in the bodybuilding scene. And the funny thing is, when I'm training some of these new guys in my fitness studio, and they want to be a bodybuilder, they never heard of Dorian Yates, and I'm like, what? Honestly, Simon, like
He's
dude,
one of the pioneers, isn't he?
Yeah,
Hardcore bodybuilding.
Exactly. And this is the new generation. This is the Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm also on Instagram. You are too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's good and the bad. They forget the history.
Exactly. And that's why hopefully when people sort of watch this and that, you know, we can remind people of the history and how important and where everything stems from, the hardcore bodybuilding. I mean, Dorian was a massive influence on my training when I first started training, because we're from the same sort of town.
Yeah.
And Temple Gym was obviously famous from Dorian. So, and I remember I was talking to this on my podcast yesterday. So back in 1991, this is how long ago. Back then, obviously, there was no phones with cameras then, so I brought myself a camcorder when I was at college. And I went to the 1991 British Grand Prix, which was in Nottingham, where the British Championship were held. And I filmed Dorian compete at the 91 British Grand Prix.
I saw that clip. Actually. I saw you posted it somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I had the tape, and one day I went shopping to Birmingham, and I bumped into Dorian at the weeder shop. And I was sort of, and I said, I've got you on video. And he says, would you mind bringing it to Temple Gym, the video? So the week later, I popped to Temple Gym, came down. It was closed, but Dorian was training for the Olympia. And it was quite nerve-wracking walking down the basement stairs and hearing Dorian train for the Olympia. And it was quite scary, to be honest. So I gave his wife the tape and I ran up the stairs. I was only a young kid at the time.
Yeah. So, so these gentlemen of bodybuilding, it's like you don't see that much. I don't know. It's changed, Simon.
Yeah.
To
be distractions, isn't there?
Yeah. So obviously, Dorian Yates was someone I still have a huge respect, and I like, again, coming back to Dorian Yates, the way he speaks now. He's a very, very knowledgeable and interesting and intelligent man. I must tell you.
He's evolved as well, isn't he? Because he's not just bodybuilding; he's evolved.
Yeah, exactly. So coming back, when I won the 2009 the British Championship in Classic class, it was crazy because, Simon, back then you had to be big in the bodybuilding scene to be famous or to be known.
Yeah.
And here am I, won the Classic class, and I know there were a lot of people, like not some in the bodybuilding industry, say, what is this Classic class? It's all bullshit.
When did Classic come first? Arrive in UK? What year was it? 2009? Was that the first year?
No, it's not 2009. It came in 2007. Yeah, I think Sean Ferguson was.
Yes, he was
one of them who won. Yeah,
he was the first champion.
Yeah, and I remember. So I used to compete in normal bodybuilding. So in '99, I competed with my brother against him. My brother won. I came second in the first time show in Copenhagen, and then I competed. Then I moved to UK. Sorry, I moved to Spain, trained there, lived there, studied there. Then I moved to UK just for 1 year to see how it was. The 1 year became all these years. It became a home here. I competed in Stars of Tomorrow, 2004.
Yes, I did that. Yeah. Julian Feinstein show. No, I did it. I did it in '99.
99. Wow, okay. I did my first one.
Do you remember Jamo Nezar? He won the. I think he was guest posing actually.
Yeah, amazing physique. This Jamo had amazing physique. A good-looking guy too back in the days. So sorry, my first show was was it Stars of Tomorrow? Yeah, it was in Hackney. Isn't it Stars of Tomorrow? Hackney. It's not Julian Feinstein.
Stars of Tomorrow was in. It wasn't Hackney. It was. Where was it now? I went there last year actually. It's in where Panthers Gym is. Where is that?
No, Simon. Stars? No. That's the Beck Theatre you're talking about.
The Beck Theatre, yeah.
That's near Panthers Gym.
Okay.
Stars Tomorrow. Yeah, Stars Tomorrow was not Julian Feinstein. That was in 2004. I clearly remember the first show in
Back
UK.
in '99, it was though.
Was it?
Yeah, okay. It was. Yeah.
In 2004, it was in Hackney.
Okay. So must have moved.
And I tell you why I know it's Hackney. Why I can tell you it's Hackney, because I was with my previous long-term girlfriend, and we had, I was dieted down, and we were walking. We had got the address for this Stars Tomorrow. We came to Hackney. We parked the car. And then suddenly we saw a couple of young guys, like 14, 15-year-old kids. And I was like maybe in my 20s, whatever, late to mid-20s, whatever. And they start like chanting it and just threw a bottle. And then we had to run. And I'm diving, I'm running. I'm doing so what the hell is going on? So anyway, we came to a place and we said, do you know what this theater is? Whatever, the Hackney, whatever. I don't remember. And they said, yeah. And then the guy said, oh, welcome to Hackney. You got to be careful. So that's where I remember Hackney.
Okay.
Hackney was a hardcore place. And
so what class did you do that show, Bob?
That was intermediate middleweights.
Okay, under 80 kilo.
Under 80 kilo. So that was proper bodybuilding. That's what I used to do. James Llewellyn did that show too, and he won. I remember I saw James Llewellyn that 2004.
Did he win? Did he win as a middleweight? He won as a middleweight, didn't he?
I think he won the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
I think him, or there's another guy named Simon Morgan also. He was competing.
Because my first, back then it was called EFBB before UKBFF. Yeah. So I won the intermediate under 80 British Championships.
Yeah.
And back then in the early 90s, 94 this was, the British was like the main show was in Nottingham, and the juniors and the intermediates, the first timers, they used to have it in Warrington. So I won the 1994 intermediate under 80 kilo class.
When it was the EFBB.
When it was EFB,
yeah. And when did it change to UKBFF? That was like later on, right? Like
2007, I think, when they started adding the fitness classes and the bikini. No, the bikini didn't come till later. It's when like they added the body fitness and all that. I think about 2006, 2007. It transpired to UKBFF.
So for me it was like, and then I did the 2006 Julian Feinstein one, and I won the best posing award also. I won my class. I was intermediate again. No, it was the intermediate. Well, I don't remember. It's a middleweight intermediate again. I think it was because obviously people like James Llewellyn and these Nathan Selcon and even Wade Stafford, all these guys middleweight, they were like short, like freaks, right? So after 2006, when I won my class, the intermediate 80, and then I got invited to the British, I said, nah, man, this is too tough in the UK, man. These guys, they're crazy. They're mass monsters in that category, the middleweight, and I didn't want to sacrifice too much. I always had the mind there's something after the bodybuilding. Again, Simon, I'm a hardcore bodybuilder. I was a hardcore bodybuilder at one point, but I also knew that, I need to move on. Like, I'm not going to do something.
There's like a shelf life.
Yeah. It's not like I'm thinking of dreaming of being Mr. Olympia because all these things, because it's impossible. Then I stopped in 2006. Even though I got invited, I won the best posing award. It was like, wow, it was like a wow factor. Everybody was like clapping, hey, Bobby, amazing. You should do British and everything. That's not. I'm looking at these guys. James Llewellyn was got Tom Blackman was also one of them. I said, no, man.
So talk to me about your posing. I mean, I've seen some, you can do the breakdancing and all that body popping. So how did you learn your posing? Did you have a posing coach back then, or was it self-taught, watching videos and stuff like that?
There was self-taught. I used to be a b-boy, breakdancer, electric.
Yes, me too. Yeah,
I know.
I used to do that.
That was our era in the 80s. I was a little kid and used to dance with my brother back in the malls. We used to do proper competitions. My name was Baby Legs in Denmark because I could do the splits and everything. I was like a rubber, like a gummy. So I took this whole. I was a good dancer, I believe, and I took the posing very serious. And I used to look up to people like Frank Zane, still do, obviously, and Bob Paris was my. So Dorian Yates is one thing. You have Kevin Rose and you have Sean Reigns and everything, and you have Bob Paris, right? So Bob
pure
Paris
aesthetic, yeah. Dude, he had the perfect physique.
Amazing, right? And so I started VHS back in Copenhagen. I started watching the VHS and his posing routines. The guy was phenomenal, and so I started taking some of the poses, some from Frank Zane and Sean Ray, amazing poser. All these guys, obviously, like it's.
Sean Ray's coming on this podcast next. Actually, I've got Sean Ray coming on next week.
Sam. These guys were like, it's a dying breed, I must say.
Yeah,
it's
it's weird. These guys that we used to look up to back in the day. Now so one thing good about social media. That's sort of, you can reach out to these people and connect with these people. Back then, the only way we about to
1 month for the 2 months for the magazines,
exactly. That's the only way we had to get pictures. And they seem like superstars to us. But now, I mean, I messaged Sean Ray and he phoned me straight away and goes, "How's it going, bro?" And I said, "Look, do you want to come on my podcast?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." Because he's coming to UK in September. Sean Ray.
Listen, talking about superstar, let me tell you a story about you and Kevin Malone. So I was when I got sponsored and everything, suddenly
MetRX.
MetRX. I was sponsored by one of the biggest, solid, respectable company, MetRX, that I used to grow up with in back home in Copenhagen. Read magazines. Ronnie Coleman was sponsored by them. Milo Sartre was sponsored by them.
Yeah.
Once
all the big names.
Frank Seppi. I don't know if people know Frank
Yeah,
Seppi.
of course I know Frank
Amazing.
Seppi. Yeah, the Italian guy.
Yeah, you know, but I don't know if people know him. He was one of the like a good-looking bodybuilder / model back in the days. All these guys, and suddenly I get a contract with MetRX, and they fly me to America.
So how did that come about? Your sponsorship with MetRX?
Okay, so that was interesting. So when I won the whole thing, I've been competing since 1999. Did a couple of shows in between, and one here and there. But 2009 British Championship was it just took off when I won the British Championship. I was approached first of all by obviously Bill Turney and them. Bill Turney came to me and said, "Listen, are you British?" I said, "Well, I don't know. He said, "Are you British?" I said, "I live here. I've been living here for many years, but I'm a Danish. I'm a Danish national. I'm Danish born." I said, "Okay, we want you to compete for the Worlds," Bill said. "And which passport you got?" I said, "Got Danish passport." "Okay. Would you mind if I call them?" And I can't make his accent, but would you mind if I call or if I get in touch with the Danish Federation and say, "Bobby will represent UK. Are you okay with that?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I live in UK. Listen, if I live in Timbuktu, Simon, that's my country, right?" I said, yeah, of course, I live here. Of course. "Okay, we want you to do the World Championship. We want you to good." And they gave me his number and everything. And then we exchanged emails. And then he contacted the Danish Federation, DBFF, I think it's called. Danske Bodybuilding Federation. Later on, I got an email from the Danish Federation. They were unhappy. They said, "Oh, we just got from email that you agreed and you signed this, because if you ever come to Denmark and want to compete with us, you're not allowed." Okay. Who cares, right? So that was the thing. Okay. So now suddenly I'm thinking I'm very important right now. Everything was just happening, and then I start getting sponsorships from clothing companies suddenly. Now, Simon, I was never the biggest guy, you know that. Like at that time, it was unheard of.
But you were very marketable, weren't you? Looking back, you were very marketable. It was unique.
I didn't know. I know. It just happened so quick. I was probably at that time because I could target everything. I could target the Asians, the whites, the blacks. Because I was just in between. Maybe that's what I heard. You were. I
remember, like, obviously back then, you did stood out. You did have a nice presence about you. You just stood out, obviously. You just look like you were running with like a James Bond, bodybuilding James Bond.
Thanks, man. I don't know about that, but thanks for the compliment. So then suddenly I get what do you call Panther Gym, Sean and Helen from Panther Gym. I think it was Sean. He said to me, "Bobby, MetRX, they are interested in you." MetRX. And I couldn't even say the name first because I would say very Danish. MetRX. This is the MetRX. Okay.
MetRX,
I said, "Wow. Okay, yeah. They want to talk to you." And then, cut a long story short, I got in touch with the woman who used to manage it back then, and she said, "Listen, we really like you." No, sorry, the man who used to manage it back then. I forgot the gentleman's name. He said, "We really like you. We want to sponsor you."
Was he the guy in the UK? Was it?
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Was it Name?
No. Name, but no. If his name had nothing to do with Name was, I think Name was a supplier for MetRX.
Okay, he was a distributor.
Yeah. He was like but this was a proper like they were like linked to America, like with the all these Bill Phillips and all these guys, whoever started that, So anyway, he said, "Okay, come to our office." They gave me address, and I drove there somewhere in London. And it was a big office, beautiful. And then they said, "Listen, we want to sponsor you." I said, "Okay, how does it work?" And they said, "And you'll be paid." And I was like, "Simon, can you imagine?" Now I'm working at the airport. This was just like, "I'll be paid." But they said, "But in contract, we're going to make, you got to do at least 2-3
shows, competitions,
shows, or you got to be in the seminars. You got to be like this, and we'll pay everything for you, and we'll pay your supplements also." So wow. I went to the airport where I was working for that time Air Canada, and I started in the ramp, and then later I became a dispatcher. But so I said to them, "Listen, guys, I think I'm going to go part-time now." I said, "Oh wow, why?" I said, "This is very happy for me." So I went part-time in the beginning. Then the first time I remember they sent me the tickets and everything, the itinerary and everything, and they're flying me to Columbus, Ohio. Arnold Classic, the festival. Yeah,
the big one.
Not to compete, just to be there. So I come there. There's a car comes with me, Bobby Khan. Like Simon, it was like, I'm very honest with you, bro. Like you know all these guys. You've been there. I'm like thinking, what the hell, man? The classic class British champion is like getting like a limo coming, whatever. The taxi, yeah. So they picked me up and everything was cool. And then I met with the manager there, Patrick. I don't remember his surname. He's the manager of the whole. Then suddenly this tall, handsome, good-looking man comes in. Bobby Khan, how are you doing? And it's Frank Seppi. This is the guy I used to have on my wall back in Denmark.
Yeah, I know Frank.
You know, I used to have Frank Seppi, Dorian Yates, Sean Ray, Kevin Lerone, Bob Paris. You know, all these guys in my wall back then in my parents' house. Frank Seppi comes. I was like, wow, man. I said, Frank. I said, I just wanted to meet you. I had you plastered on my wall. I said, I'm not being gay, man. I'm like women, but no. He laughed. He said, listen, dude, it's cool. It's nice to meet you and everything. And then I was fortunate to work with, I will say, I don't know if you heard about him, Simon, the late Greg Plitt.
Of course, yeah. The
fitness model, whatever. He was not a bodybuilder, but I think
he passed away about 4 years ago, didn't he? 2017.
2013.
13 was it that long ago? Was it?
Yeah, that's not that long. It goes quick, Simon. So Greg Plitt was the pioneer of the fitness world, and I believe he was the. Now, whenever you see these guys, these influencers, yeah. Greg Plitt was the original, right?
Yeah.
And I'm meeting Greg Plitt. I'm meeting. Was it the guy also in the short class? Not short class, the 212, Kevin English.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin English was a part of the MetRX team. Greg Plitt, me, Nicole Wilkins. You had so many, Nicole Negrani, the bikinis, and you had Haley. What's the name? Marcus Haley.
Yeah.
He was there. So I'm like among them, and I'm going dinner with them. And I'm watching Ronnie Coleman walk by, coming, and I'm, hey, Simon, for me, a guy who never had this to go that far, just want to have the Rocky Balboa physique, have six packs, and just look like Rocky. I'm now in the middle of the cream. Anyway, so now here you come. Fast forward. That was in Vegas, Olympia. I was doing my guest appearances for my MetRX and everything, signing pictures, doing photo shoot, and I was in a hotel somewhere, and then you come barging with Kevin Lerone, and you stop and you look at me, Bobby, what the hell? How are you doing, man? And then we gave each other a hand. I don't even remember that. And then it's Bobby. Let me introduce you. This is Kevin Lerone. Kevin like, hey, Bobby, what's up, Bobby? Kevin like, well, you okay? You were sober. Kevin like, and he said, come with us. And I was so much dying to go with you guys, but I couldn't because I had the commitment with my team, and it's so freaking boring.
It would have carried on all day and all night. I think it did.
Yeah. and I said to my teammate, Greg Clay, said, dude, I could have been in the party with the good buddy of mine, top guy Simon and Kevin Lerone, but I'm sitting here now. So that's what I remember of you, man. And then obviously we met also again. We took some pictures.
I remember when. Obviously, when Dorian retired from the bodybuilding, and so I got to know Dorian well. We used to go to the Mr. Olympia. I remember it was 2002. We went there. We sat in the final show, and it was dragging on like they were like it was just taking ages and ages. And Dorian goes, "Do you want to go out? Do you want to go partying instead?" I thought, "Fuck it." So we just went. We skipped the show, went straight out, went clubbing all night.
Just a random, like just go, let's go.
Yeah. And back then. Do you remember Craig Titus? Obviously, Craig Titus. Yeah. Well, he used to run all the after parties in Vegas.
I remember. I used to read about these things back on.
Yeah. So did you ever go to the after parties?
In my time, I did maybe two or something like that with the guy named Rian Jalali. I don't know if you heard of Dr. Rian Jalali. He was Stallone's trainer at one point, and Ben Affleck's. So, when you're in this interview, you get to know it's networking, whatever. And he said to me, hey, you want to come to a party? So I went with this guy, Ryan Jalali, Stallone's former trainer, and Ben Affleck's. And suddenly I'm with them, and it was surreal. Yeah. So I've been twice.
Yeah, we used to go. I mean, I've been to probably about 12 Olympias, and it was cool. It was a good experience. I don't think I could do it now, though, to be honest.
Yeah. We get mature now, Simon. That's it. Mature.
Yeah, I went to Vegas 3 years ago for my stag do, and we went to the same clubs as we did. And I just by like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, I just want to go back to the hotel. I was just so tired and I couldn't do it anymore.
So listen, let me ask you something. So when you train, because I've seen your crazy transformation recently, and also obviously what you went through the COVID it's I can't even describe what you went through, bro. This is a shocking thing, right? For all of us who know you, right?
Thank you.
But when you, from the COVID, when you survived, you were like this, bro, like, you know, like a stick, and then when you could barely walk, and then suddenly after some time, I'm watching you on the social media, you're training, and I remember you put a post out. You said, "Listen, guys, I won't be on social media so much. I have some whatever business to do."
Yeah.
Remember, like you were like were you competing or whatever you were doing? Like you were getting in shape.
Yeah, I was. You mean recently? Do you mean it was just recently?
Yeah, recent.
Yeah. So I was
in phenomenal shape, man.
Yeah, so my friend, my old training partner, Mike Sheridan, passed away last year, heart attack, and
amazing guy. I met him twice.
So they asked his old training partner asked me to do like a guest spot for him, and at the time, I wasn't in really great shape, and I was training, but I had no sort of purpose. Then he asked me, he goes, you know, you got 7 weeks to do this guest part, you know, and I thought, you know what, for Mike, I'll do it. And I was doing my cardio, and it started to rain, and I thought, you know what, I don't care if it's raining, I'll just do it. And I got into that prep mode just for them last 6 weeks, and sort of from social media. It's got myself into good shape, actually. I was quite pleased the way I looked, considering I've not competed for like 7 years, and you know, I had all the striations in my lower back, and obviously the obliques and stuff. My legs were striated, so, and you know, that was for 7 weeks. It was,
you know, I'm still like, I was shocked. Like, I know you've done it before, but you know, like when we get a bit old, not that we are really old, but you know, when we get like in the 40s or upwards, where it was crazy to see you. And also, I do see your posts, and you lift heavy still, Sam. How the hell can you do that?
You know what? I'm still, especially on legs. My legs are like stupidly strong, and people say I've got titanium knees, but I've always loved training legs, and I'm probably stronger now on legs than I've ever been in my life. Wow. And that's just consistency, and I just love training legs. It's just one of them things where.
Okay, do you have any problem, any knees or elbow, any joint?
I've got a slight elbow, sort of slight tennis elbow, but apart from that, everything's fine.
Same
so
here.
I've been quite
good as gold.
Yeah, so I've been quite sort of lucky the way I've trained. So let's go back to 2012 was your last competition, was it?
Yeah. The Arnold
so
Classic,
after that, what happened then? Did you thought, okay, no more competing? Did you had enough, or
no?
What was the reason?
After that, I got married. It was game over, man.
Okay, is that...
it was game over. I got married with the Canadian.
Yeah, because you moved to Canada, didn't you? You disappeared for a few years.
Yeah, I disappeared. Listen, I always say, I got a beautiful daughter. She's 8 years old. And I said, listen, she called me Baba. She doesn't get. I said, listen, your Baba was very successful in most of the things he put his effort into. The only thing he was not successful in marriage. I said, what do you mean? Yeah, I was not successful in marriage. But anyway, you know, so when I met my ex-wife, at that time,
did you meet? How did you meet her? Did you meet her over here or over the Canada?
I met her actually. I met her at the Farnborough show. She's got her own business. She does like events for helicopter, airplane, companies in Canada, like HeliTech, HeliOne. So she does she organizes everything, you know, like she plans everything.
Event planner,
and she's like a planner. Yeah. So I met her, but I love cars. I love airplanes. I love machines. I love all that stuff. Yeah. So I went there just for fun. I was still competing at that time. I was very heavy into it in 2011, I believe it was. And then, and I met her, and then, you know, and she trains, but she was not into, like, she didn't know nothing about, she don't even know who bodybuilders are or whatever.
Yeah.
But she trained, whatever, you know, like a normal gym goer.
Like classes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it, you know, and I was in my early 30s, and I thought, you know what, you know, I like her, you know, you fall in love, you know how it is. And I was single, and then it all started. So now the relationship grew more and more, and I was traveling, but every time they used to pay for me to come to America, MetRX, I then just pay my own ticket to go to Canada, because it's very close by. If I was in Las Vegas, for example, I would go to Vancouver. She lived in Vancouver. And then America, she came to a couple of, I think, 2 Olympias, just to see me, right? And then we used to hang out there. Anyways, to cut a long story short, I decided to get married. And then that's where I said to myself, Simon, bodybuilding was going a different direction. It was too hard for me. I'm talking about myself, to be on diet all the time, because I'm not genetically gifted. And I know people say, oh, but you're very good symmetry. I know symmetry, joints, everything. I'm very aesthetic, but my metabolism is very, very slow, Simon. And I love eating. I love being relaxed.
So you know, when you dieted for your competition, because you used to get incredible shape, how long were your preps? How long did you have to diet for?
4 months.
4 months.
Later on, it became 4 months. And so I sort of, you know this industry. You know so many people, and you will believe me when I say I was freaking working my ass off, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I can believe it.
I was. If you gave me a rice, this one rice to eat the whole day, I'll do it. If you said something to me like wait staff said do this, I'll do that, because it was so hard for me to get in shape. That's the guest posing, by the way.
That's the Hercules, isn't it?
Yeah, I was not.
I was trying to pull some footage, but there's not much footage of you on YouTube from your show. So
I know. It should have been more.
Shame,
but it's a shame.
So
this is not my condition, but this is a guest pose.
This is a guest spot. Yeah, I'll actually pull. Let me pull this from. This is from the British when you won it. So. You qualified at Leamington Spa, didn't you? Look how young you look there, baby. This is when you won the British.
I ate a couple of Krispy Kremes after my competition, so you see the round face. That's the British.
So that's a proper skeletal face there. You look.
Yeah.
You were shredded. And did Wade prep you for these shows back then?
Wade was a big so my first mentors and trainer were Cliff and Susanne from Denmark. Later on, my brother helped me for the 2004 and 2006. I did myself, and then the rest of them 2009 upwards, whatever it was, Wade Stafford. You know.
Didn't Neil Hill help you one year?
Oh yeah. Sure. There you go.
So I remember. We met you in Warwick one year.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Neil. We were in Warwick. We were walking around Warwick.
Yeah. So at one point, Wade Stafford, I love that guy, but he was doing his own thing. He wanted to compete again, right?
Yeah.
And then I asked him, I said, Wade, if you're competing, if you're doing your own diet, will you be 100% with me? Like, control me, because me, I become like a baby, when it comes to taking.
You need the full attention.
And he said, yeah. I said, yeah, I'll take care of you. But as it went on, I could see, obviously, he had his things to do. And at that time, Neil Hill was getting very, very popular with the Flex Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flex, yeah. James Flex Lewis. And then I said, let me approach this guy, Neil Hill, because, that he seems like he knows what he's doing. And I'll give Wade Stafford a break. He can do his own show. He doesn't have to concentrate, because I don't want to be like, it's all about me. I have to also, be for my friend. Wade, you do your thing. So I said, Wade, do you mind if I approach other people, like maybe Wade, Neil Hill?
Neil Hill.
He said, Bobby, I'm here to. He kept telling Bobby, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. I can do it. I can do my show. I can do your show. Don't worry about that. I said, no. Anyway, so that's where I went to Neil Hill. And with Neil Hill it was great. But I think Neil Hill that's my humble, honest opinion. The guy's amazing. He's very knowledgeable. He's amazing in the industry. I'm out of it now, but I say Neil Hill was better to work with people who have good metabolism.
Okay, yeah.
This is my opinion. I have very. So I worked with him in the beginning.
Do you think he was giving you too much food, which you couldn't sort of process?
I think so.
Yeah.
So I was not really getting the way I used to do with me and Wade. We used to work. I was getting good shape after, you can see the progress after 6 weeks, 7 weeks. You can see Neil was not
coming through.
Yeah. And I used to see him a lot in Wales. I used to go. I had a film crew up with me, the NB film crew. We used to go there and see Neil. And I said to Neil one day, Neil, man, like, I'm not getting in shape. Like, I got this world championship coming up soon.
I think it's because you've been there so many times. When, like 6 weeks out, 8 weeks, you know how to look, how you should be looking.
Yeah. And Neil got a little bit panicky. Neil's looking at me. Do a little bit flexing, Bobby. Like Vel said, do a little bit flexing. I said, Neil, I'm flexing my ass off at home. You told me everything. What should I do? But one thing I must say I learned from Neil. I learned the high intensity interval training. So he got me to do fast freaking sprints on the treadmill. Yeah. And I'm thinking I've never done that in my life, but I learned these things, and actually I started getting in shape. But I pulled my muscle.
Okay.
Because I'm running fast. It doesn't, with your low calories, whatever. At that time, so I put my muscle and everything. And then at that time I said, Neil, man, like, I don't think it's working. And then that's where weight came in. I said, dude, you gotta do what you were doing before, and then you gotta twitch a little bit. All these things, just stop it. So that's me and Neil. We departed from there, and the guy's knowledgeable. He's amazing, but I just think with me and him, we'd never really worked as good. like Neil's done with everybody else, right?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I worked with Neil 2011, and I've always prepped myself, Bobby. I've never had a prep coach, and obviously one year, obviously the year I met Neil, it was 2010 when I actually met Neil through Zach Khan, and that's when we put on the British Grand Prix. I did 2009 British Championships like you. I got fifth in the under 90s. Sean Tavernier won that. And,
I remember that. Yeah,
I went to reach out to Neil. I said, "Look, I want to I want to win the light heavyweights, so I need to take it to the next level." So that's when I reached out to Neil, and me and Neil we became good friends, and I decided to take 2010 out of competing. And me and Neil was traveling to America. We were sort of promoting the British Grand Prix because
I remember
that was the year after. Yeah, so we went to Vegas, we went to Spain, and me and Neil obviously we were building the expo for the Grand Prix, and that took a whole year to develop. And so there's no way I can compete this year. It was just too stressful. And so I competed the year after the Grand Prix. I did the Madrid Arnold as an under 90.
Was it with Neil or was it by yourself?
Yeah, but I felt obviously Neil was helping flex, and I just felt I wasn't getting the full attention. And because me and Neil were friends, it didn't. Maybe if I was a proper client, he would have probably treated me different. But I didn't think I got his full attention. And half the time I was sort of having to do my own stuff. And with Neil, I sort of let him control the first probably 8 weeks, and I just thought I wasn't getting in shape. And I thought I'm in shape. After 6 weeks, I
had the same exactly. Is that what you're saying?
And I thought 8 weeks, I'm nowhere near where I need to be for 8 weeks out. And I thought, you know what, I was just going to start doing exactly the same as you. Yeah.
But listen, Simon, the thing is also like with Wade Staffers is like me and Wade, we grew into become friends, and he became a mentor.
Mm.
And it was not that I'm paying Wade to help me to do this. It was not like doing. It's a genuine help. Does it make sense?
Yeah, of course. Okay, I understand.
And I think sometimes with the coaches this is my understanding later on. A coach will always. This is my only opinion, right? In bodybuilding, for example, a coach will put more attention to a person that he knows is easy to work with and gets quick results because of genetics. And
they're going to use these people to like post on their Instagram and to show off these results.
Where I have, so I don't train any. So I have my own fitness studio. I train my clients. I know bodybuilders. They come once in a while to do the posing. I help them posing, but I don't want to deal with any diet, anything. I don't want headache because it's too much, stress. But I love training my clients, and Simon. But if I see my client who is a bit fat, obese, I'll put extra love into that person because I want
to see the weight off. You want to see the results,
bro. If he or she loses a little bit, this is Christmas for me. Where I have some clients, they are already genetically gifted. I do give them the love, but I know they don't. I train them as structured and planned as I'm doing as a professional. But when I see people who are less genetic, I give them more love because they need more love, man. They need more attention if they're also willing to put work into it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know, but we put on our own Ultimate Fitness Classic on last week or 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And so I was busy like promoting the show. I had 6 guys competing.
Amazing. I saw them.
Yeah, so 6 guys. So it was headache for me for the last 3. And then I look at they're all my members from my gym, and I don't charge any of my clients. I mean, it's all done because
I know
they're my members, and I don't charge them. And but yeah, it was a stressful time babysitting 6 dieting bodybuilders all at once. Then on the show day,
you can do it.
Show day, running the show, handing out trophies backstage, like trying to film it, trying to vlog it. It was draining. After the show, I was like, I need a break.
But bro, listen, again, I must say about you, not because we're talking here and this but Simon, I always say to people, whoever, like I come to young guys who want to be bodybuilder, I always mention your name and everything because, Simon, when my career kicked off, you all been a great, nice, humble person from the beginning when I was really nobody, and then until now, I'm done. I'm not in the bodybuilding. I'm training. I'm doing my fitness. I train. I'm in the fitness. I'm not into bodybuilding. But you always remembered me. And you know what? This is a sad thing in this industry. What I learned when you're on the top, I think it's maybe everywhere in the film industry, in the singing industry, whatever. When you're on the top, everybody wants to be around you, right? And I had the same feeling. But when you retire, when you're not on the top,
yesterday's news.
you see who is left.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I must say, you're one of them, Simon, and you're a big name in the whole British bodybuilding. People don't know about you. They should do your research, because I always say you are an asset to the British Bodybuilding Fitness Federation. You are.
No, I'm just a fan of bodybuilding. You know, I love being the whole industry.
But Simon, you have done so much work for the Grand Prix, everything. You have done so much to promote this, and you're still doing. Look what you're doing now. You're doing so much. So what I'm saying is, like, thank you for actually remembering me, because listen, you have guys like Sean Ray, Cameron, Flex Reader, people like that, and then you get a Bobby Khan, classic bodybuilding champion that has been. This is a respect for me, man.
Yeah. And, so I created when I came up with the idea of the podcast. I created a list, and I created a list of bodybuilders I'm going to get on my show, and I'm going to show you the list now. Podcast list. So your name is like right near the top.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother.
Flex Wheeler, Samir Benoot, Sean Ray, Lee Powell, Zach Khan, Dorian Yates. So you with the legends.
No, thanks, man. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, people forget quick, and like I said, this client came to me. He wanted to be the top bodybuilder. He doesn't even know who Dorian Yates is. I'm saying, you don't know. Like, I said, dude, do your homework. Like, before, like, if you're going to a boxing match, you should know who Muhammad Ali is. You should know who freaking Mike Tyson is. Obviously, Mike Tyson is still in the media, but you should do your homework. But nowadays, these new generation, it's more.
Dorian's quite. I know they used to call him the Shadow, because when he used to compete, he used to disappear for the whole year and train for the Mr. Olympia. But now he's quite. He's gone social media quite a lot. Dorian is. He's always posting stuff.
He's doing good. He's doing good.
Yeah.
No, he's doing good. But I'm saying, like, these newer guys, most of them don't know about these names. They don't know. They don't know their history. Like even Sean Ray. I know Sean Ray is on the social media like Dorian Yates, but they don't know Sean Ray. I say, oh yeah, Sean Ray. Who's Sean Ray? So this is what for me is like, this all gone downhill. Like, but they know someone on Instagram who's got like crazy triceps and doing like some triceps on.
He's got 2 million. He's got 2 million followers.
2 million followers. So I said, dude, this is not how it works. Like, you gotta do your homework. You gotta. Training is one thing. Diet is one thing. Look at the people, how they pose. Look how I learned a lot of things. How the way Bob Paris presented himself.
Exactly. Yeah.
I looked at Sean Ray, the way he did interviews. I looked at a lot of things, like the quietness of maybe Dorian Yates, like the way.
Yeah, it's all the little details in it.
You take and then you create your own character. But anyway, maybe I'm getting too old.
So what? Tell me what you miss about the industry back then. Like, obviously competing back then. Do you miss the whole competing camaraderie back then? Because it's different now, isn't it, compared to back then?
It was good. It was good back then. I don't know about so much now, but back then it was good, Simon. I missed that. I missed the buzz. So the hardest part for me was, and maybe you can relate to it, I don't know, but as soon as when I decided, okay, I'm going to get married and I'm going to, stop whatever, this career, I started earlier than I thought, because it was too much for me. It was too hard dieting. I miss the. When you're getting conditioned, when you're going around, when you're meeting people, the whole thing. But then again, when it comes to reality, geez, I don't miss the freaking diet. The pain. Yeah.
The suffering.
Suffering. I don't miss that, but I miss being in that shape. I miss being. You're getting the color on you. You're traveling. You're going on
looking
stage,
in the mirror and thinking, I look good.
Yeah.
I look good.
You have your training partner, and you say, hey, let's meet up this 2:00. Okay, legs. Okay, you all psyched up. I miss all that, but when it comes, then again, I don't miss it. When it comes to like the suffering. And
how do you train now compared to back in the day when you were competing? Do you train differently? Do you train more fitness or?
Yeah, I do more fitness. Stuff? So more functional mobility. I do more like functional mobility workouts. I do conditioning workout. I do high reps. I keep on high. I don't even lift heavy anymore. I'm planning to come to your Ultimate Fitness one day. I will, and I will meet Harry also, the big Harry.
Yes,
got the
we'll have a cigar.
With a cigar. We're gonna have a cigar. I'm gonna bring some cigars, so we all three go.
Harry was down Saturday actually for our anniversary. So.
Bless him, man. He seemed like a very, very cool guy and a gentle giant. So that again, if I come to your gym, Simon, I don't want to lift heavy. I'm not
No.
nothing to, I do high reps. I enjoy my training, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't lift heavy, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, now I don't compete. I still
You do. I see.
I still like to challenge myself in the gym, because
I know you do. Yeah.
If I don't challenge myself, then I need a purpose to train, and obviously I don't compete anymore. So my challenge is like, I've got to lift 500. I've got to squat 500 pounds for 20 reps. That's my challenge.
I know.
It gives me a bit of a purpose.
But Simon, this is why the world is so beautiful with us humans. We're all different. You need to do this, still you're doing this, right? Touch wood, you have no problem with it. For me, I don't need to do this. I never been the strongest cat.
I enjoy doing it though, in a sick way.
I know. Exactly.
I get a buzz from it. I get a great buzz. Yeah.
For me, it's just a routine now. I don't like lifting heavy. I swear to God. I just like doing high reps, so I get the sweat out. I get my metabolism. That's for me. But when I was competing, it was a different story.
Yeah, of course, it's a purpose.
Everybody got their own thing, right? Like so.
But you still look good. You still look in good shape.
I'm all right, man.
Have you still got the Bobby Cohen abs, the special six pack?
I still got abs. Yeah, because I got still six packs. I got a little bit of love handles, but they're okay. So but coming back again, quick with the whole thing, you know, with the bodybuilding is, I don't know where it's going to lead us. We've seen so many sad things happen. Yes. Deaths and everything. As older we get, for me, I do think about all these things, you know, and it's just sad, man, because back in the days it was not like that.
No, definitely not.
I don't know what's going on right now, but there's too much going on.
The last probably year or so, obviously me coming out of hospital, it does make you reevaluate your life and what you've done to your physique over the years, and the damage obviously competitive bodybuilding can do long term. So it has made me sort of do things differently, you know, going forward. You have to be a lot more careful.
Yeah.
And not just the way I train. I mean, I still train hard, but obviously things we eat, so things we sort of absorb around us, you know what I mean? So it does make you think we're not going to be here forever.
Exactly. You know, and as you see us, like the legends, like, you know, Flex Wheeler, you know, what happened to him, Ronnie Coleman. These are people that I grew up with. You know, I grew up like, looking at them, and then, you know, idolizing them. And you know, God bless, they're still alive and everything. But it's tough. And then some people are not even here. So
when you see Ronnie Coleman like in his crutches and walking around, hobbling around like an old man, and see Flex, obviously he lost his leg recently.
Yeah. So that's, for me, it's sad, but again, it's I love bodybuilding.
Well, I think you came out. I think you came out sort of the right time, 10 years ago. Yeah, you came out at a good time, and you know, you had nothing left to prove. You won the British Championships. You're flying all around the world with superstar, MetRX, hanging around with all the top pros.
And Simon, let me address it. A lot of people think I'm professional. I was a professional. Guys, I was never a professional, but I lived like a professional. I lived better than a professional, guys, because I was getting paid. I was this. So people like, back then I was like, they were so hungry to be professional, and they asked me, I said, no. So again, in life I learned, you don't have, like, sometimes, you know, things can be better if you're not on the top of that.
Well, you look at how many people turned pro back in our era, like, and they never actually made any money from competing.
No money. They had to pay.
Zach Cowan won 2009 British. I don't think he made much money. I think people like Alvin Small, do you know what I mean?
I remember,
CMP, they never made any money. Not like you, not like traveling well like you.
So and then listen, for me, it was a blessing in disguise that, wow, I was doing all these things, you know, like, and at one point I had to wait, I want to be professional, but at that time they were not giving any professional for the classic. It was very hard, Simon, very hard to get pro. Maybe one, Zach Khan, how many attempts did he do to get his pro? The guy did so much shit, man. Poor guy, like, blast his ass off, and then finally in 2009 when I won, he won also. He got the pro card.
Do you remember Darren Ball?
Yeah. Well, we did a video. Daz
came. He competed last week at my show.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, as a masters out. He's 42 now, Darren. So he messaged me, because me and Darren trained together about 9 years ago when I opened Ultimate Fitness, the original one.
Yeah.
So we trained for a while, whilst he did the. I think he competed in the Arnold Classic. then he had
phenomenal, solid physique.
Yes,
like,
he had his obviously his
muscle packed everywhere. I guess. Yeah.
Then I lost touch with Darren for about 7-8 years, probably 8 years, and he messaged me out the blue, like this was like 6 weeks ago, saying, "How's it going, Simon?" I goes, "Yeah, good." He goes, "I want to do your competition. I want to make my comeback at your Ultimate Fitness Classic." So yeah, he I said one showdown, and he goes, I need a favor, because I need a pair of trunks. Can you lend me a pair of trunks? So I got out my trunks from 2009, and I said, look, these are my lucky trunks. You can have them.
Make sure to wash them afterwards, dude.
I washed them.
You washed them. I hope he washed them too.
Yeah. So he won his class. He won the Masters over 40s class. He looked phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal. Yeah.
Daz was there was another story. We did a video for me leading up from a World Championship that never happened, but when I was under Neil Hill's wings. Daz came, Darren, Daz.
Well, you know what? In future, I'm going to get you and Daz on this podcast. That'd be quite good.
I would love that, bro. Daz was amazing. I still got some picture. I'll send it to you. And so now I'm doing the leg press, right? And then the camera crew is there. It was in Neil Hill's his gym. Yeah, his gym. Like it was like a very proper dump. And then they said to me, Bobby, make like a face like this, like like pressing, you know. I said, but I'm not pressing that. Just make it. So and then Des, you do this, Neil, you do this. So we all made like fake freaking things. Anyway, so it came in a magazine, I think some sort of magazine or whatever it was. And I remember Daz, and Daz is a lovely guy, man.
Yeah, he is, Great physique,
amazing bodybuilder.
Crazy legs, yeah. Because I remember the year, I think it was 2000 and what year was it? We're talking 2008, 2009, and Zach was supposed to be winning the British Championships, and Zach came in super huge. I was good friends with Zach. Yeah. And out of nowhere, Darren Ball came and he came and beat him. And I think Darren, the previous year, he was only about 16 stone. Then the year later, he just supersized. I don't know what he did, but he just came out of nowhere and just blew everyone away. And he was granite hard.
It's incredible.
And I was at the British thinking, where the fuck did he come from? And he made Zach look. He wasn't as big as that, but he was shredded.
Yeah.
And Zach was off for that show, and he just came out of nowhere and just blew everyone away.
Zach was okay. So another funny story, so a quick one. So that time when I won the 2009 Classic class, I won the 2009. Zach King Khan won the 2009 overall. Yeah.
Overall, yeah.
So me and Wade, we go to this place, and I see. I didn't know Neil Hill. Neil Hill sitting over there with Zach Khan, and I think a couple of ladies sitting there. Me, Wade Stafford, and my cameraman, my friend Vincenzo, he's an Italian guy. Vincenzo, he's sitting, and I said to Wade, is that the big guy, the Zach? His name is Khan too. And I didn't know. Yeah. And we're looking, and I won. I'm happy I won. One guy, I swear to God, Simon, one guy come to me. Two guys come to you. One guy approached me and said, hi, Zach. Nice to meet you. He calls me Zach. I'm thinking, what? And he's looking funny at me because I'm not that big, right? I said, no, I'm Bobby Khan. That's Zach Khan. Oh, yeah. Okay, now it makes sense.
You look big in your photos.
Bro, that guy thought I was Zach Khan. He was looking at me like the guy was bigger than me. Like he's off season, this dude. And he said, hi, Zach. I said, no, I'm Bobby Khan. Zach Khan is over there.
Was that TGI Fridays? Was that? Where was that?
I think it was TGI Friday, bro.
Yeah, because it was opposite the Nottingham Theatre. Yeah. We used to, You know what? I missed them. I missed them British final day, because that was like the pinnacle of British bodybuilding, as you know. It was one of the biggest show of the year, and everyone that was obviously competing and qualifying for the year, they used to meet up that British, and it's just a shame, but it sort of died of death.
There was a camaraderie, Simon. They're like, I got to I don't know now.
Back then there was no social media, there was no Instagram, nothing like that. So
no.
Yeah.
Facebook just came. I think my Facebook just came.
2007. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my time. But
I went to a UKBFF show. It's quite sad, actually, 3 weeks ago, and I saw Helen there. But it was, back then there used to be packed out auditoriums, and you'd have like 300-400 people in the audience, packed out. And there must have been less than 20 people in the audience. It was dead.
Seriously?
Yeah, and competitor-wise, there was 17 competitors in the whole show.
Where was that?
That was in it was near Birmingham, a place called Bilston near Wolverhampton, and it's just the UKBFF hasn't moved with the times. You see, like PCA Two Bros, they're very social media sort of savvy, aren't they? But now you still got Sugar running the show. and they just need a whole revamp. They need like new faces, new judging panel. Yeah, it's a shame because it's gonna. I don't see how it's gonna last another 2 years. Definitely not.
You think it's gonna go down? I don't. To be honest, so my involvement with UKBFF back then. So obviously, I'm still keeping in touch with them. I'm not seeing Helen and Sean for a long time, but I still, listen. Whatever. I had a good time. They helped me a lot. I remember Helen and Sean helped me a lot how to be on the expos. Because Helen was an ex-gladiator, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I remember Sean gave me some wise tips. He said, Bobby, Sean's voice very posh. Bobby, when you go to Arnold Classic, be alone. I said, why? No, be alone. You get more context. Because if you were someone, a bird or something, you will not get that when people not approach you. And he makes sense. So sometimes I'll be alone and I'll say to wait.
People approach you,
I'll see. Then I'll be more, and they have a good business knowledge. They help me a lot, And he also told me, try to be in shape more or less, Bobby, which was hard for me. Sean said to me, and said, Sean, it's hard, man. Like my metabolism is very slow, and I can't. It's very hard. I need to be in diet 24/7. He said, no, do it, because then you'll get more what you call photo shoots, offers, and all these things. And then I did it. It was so hard, Simon. It's freaking hard
to stay on the diet all year round. You mean
on the diet? And I'm not one of those genetically gifted, and you know what I'm talking about. Some people are genetically gifted. They can eat pizza, whatever. They still look freaking 6 packs. I have a friend. He's black, right? Bless him. I love him. And Marvin. He doesn't even. He eats hobnobs in the morning with the tea. He dips the biscuits. That's his breakfast, and I'm eating my oatmeal. I even still the same thing I did like 15 years ago. I still try to eat clean, and weekends I eat naughty. And I said, Marvin, man, what the hell, bro? Like the guy just have to go to the gym, and his muscles start growing.
The muscle bellies and the shape.
Pizzas and everything. So I wish I had that genetics, because then I would have probably been in this industry a bit longer,
Yeah, but I always found the people that didn't have the genetics, they didn't have the, they had more determination because they were fighting against more sort of adversities. It's like my genetics were okay, but they weren't anything special. I had to work hard. I mean, people think I always got great legs big. Yeah, I did, but I still train them hard. I still had to suffer the diets. I still diet just as hard.
How's your metabolism? I want to ask, how's your metabolism?
I find as I've got older, I'm 49 now, Bob. I eat less. I don't eat 6 meals a day like I used to like 3-4 years ago. When I come out of hospital 2 years ago, I put the weight back on by eating 5-6 meals a day, and I put on 35 kilos within 2 months just to put my weight back, my natural weight. But now I'm probably, I weighed myself last week. I'm 100 kilos, but I'm in good condition, and I eat 3 meals a day, and that's it. I don't try and force feed food in me.
Simon, that's more or less like me, 3 meals and like 4 meals a day. So, so are they clean meals?
Yeah, I eat very clean. I eat very clean.
What about the weekends? Like,
I don't really have cheat meals, to be honest. I eat very rarely.
No?
You know what I mean? I don't really crave.
You don't have sugar or some savory or something?
I have a half a sugar in my cup of tea in the morning. That's about it.
But that's how you keep in shape, man. Like I'm very honest with you. In the weekend, now he's down, but I want to get in shape. I'm going on holiday hopefully soon. So Friday evening and then Saturday and Sunday becomes like a cheat. Does it make sense for me?
Yeah.
And
cheat day.
My body cheat. No, I will always have my breakfast, oatmeal porridge with the blue blaze everything, and the eggs, and then the next meal will be chicken, vegetables. Then the later meal is bullshit.
What would you have as a cheat meal? You cheat meals?
Anything?
What's your favorite? Pizza.
Pizza. It can be like a lot of potato chips, whatever, gourmet burgers, tagliatelle, pasta, Krispy Kremes. I have a weakness for that, and the Danish pastry. It's called Olenstein. They started like a chain here. So this is my thing. But Monday to Friday, midday, I keep myself always strict. I will never even have a sugar. So that's how I keep myself okay, because I need to be okay for my clients. I have to.
They're going to look up to you, haven't they?
Yeah. So this is for my.
Have you ever tried fasting? You ever tried fasting?
I tried everything.
Yeah.
I tried.
So I fast. I was fasting probably 1 or 2 days a week. I do like between 18 to 24 hour fast just to clear my digestive system out, give my body a bit of a break.
Which is great for the body.
Really helped. Yeah. For longevity. But
have you done keto diets?
No, but my diet is fairly sort of low carb. The only carbs I have is before and after training, and the rest of it is just protein and fats.
Yeah, but
So
you're sensible also, right? Because like you said, you take less much sugar, and you're not a big eater. But it's hard. I must say the diet is the main factor.
It is,
Now, especially with my clients also, and I said to them, listen, you got to eat Monday to Friday or midday Friday. Just eat good. Try to eat clean, because it doesn't matter how much you train, how much cardio you do. If you're eating crap, you're not going to get in shape.
Exactly, yeah.
If you got so much on
it gives, if you're having that cheat of the weekend, it gives you something to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah.
And Monday you
but
can
one cheat.
reset again. Yeah, one cheat. Yeah, I do cardio every morning, Bob. I do I do 45 minutes fasted every morning. 6 days a week.
I do 30 minutes every morning, Monday to Friday. Yeah. So Simon, you know why you do this and why I do this? People like us, because we have, this is again the beautiful thing from bodybuilding that I believe that we have learned, is like the discipline and the structure. Right.
I enjoy the structure.
Bodybuilding. Yeah, bodybuilding should be something that I feel it should be something to help us to be structured and then give us longevity.
Definitely,
yeah. And this is what I tell these young guys. I said, dude, like, sorry to touch this point, but just because you take the enhancement, it's not going to make you anything better. It's just going to give you like a negative effect. Why don't you train first? Why do you learn about eating first? Why do you learn
people
about
so quick to just jump on something and not want to do the cardio, not want to diet as hard. They just want to do things instantly. That's a shame. With social media, people think everything's instant now, isn't it? They want to think results instantly.
They're
not willing to work their asses off.
So that's what you said earlier. You said that the good thing is that you said earlier, which I agree. Sean Ray, you can talk with him straight away. We can talk with each other. Whoever we are closest to the people that we actually idolized or looked up to. Want to be. That's a good thing. Then again, it's my opinion. I think the bad thing is you have a lot of people, they influence in wrong things, and they misguide and delude people. Like, oh, you got to do this. You can be like this. You know what I mean? Like, there are not many of the real talks. But I feel when I go on my Instagram or TikToks, unfortunately I'm on TikTok too. But like it's just like you got too many numpties up there posting, and they're in great shape. Sometimes they're in great shape, and they sell.
But you know what? It's like they've obviously got a great shape by training hard and doing things the proper way. Then there's no easy way of getting a great shape, is there? And they're probably trying to sell something. And you do my program, you do, and we know it's bullshit.
It's bullshit, but it's hard work. That's it,
And I could have made a lot of money, probably more money doing the same sort of thing. But I just don't believe in bullshitting people. And when people come to me for advice, I do try and put them off competing, because you get kids coming to the gym. Simon, I've just joined the gym. I want to become an IFBB pro next year. I've only just started. I need a coach. I need this. And I think you need to spend 5 or 6 years training your ass off in the gym, building a foundation before you even think about stepping on stage. And people don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear you got to put 5, 6 years hard training. And
Simon, you're so right, man. That's why, like, again, bro, you're a genuine guy. A lot of respect to you, a lot of love to you. That's why I always, have admire you and the way your persona is. Let me just address this also for the younger guys and girls, whatever. Like I always say to people who wants to get in the bodybuilding fitness industry, listen, dude, this is short-lived. Get your education. Get your roof on your head. You know what I mean? Get a career, and then do the bodybuilding fitness on the side. And you see sometimes people, they, even in my era, sometimes people putting too much into this
put
bodybuilding.
All the eggs into one basket. And you look at them now. What have they achieved?
So again, coming back to me, so I've always advised these younger guys when I go around. I sometimes go to pop into some gyms, hardcore gyms, and then I said, listen, you got great physique. What are you doing? Oh no, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to go full-time training. I said, no, man, don't quit your job. Do your study. Get your foundation. Get your education. This has to be just for fun. And if it kicks off, it kicks off, because there's very few can make it, but they don't like hearing this.
No.
And when I was competing and I started making money, not that I make zillions of money, but I was making good money with MetRX. I was doing PT on the side. I was saving my money, Simon, because my father taught me this thing, Simon. God bless him. He's still alive, and he's still come to my gym and train. He's 84 years old. He said, son, to me and my brother when we were younger kid, he said, liability is like a cancer. Asset is a must. And I remember I was like
Yeah,
17, 16 years old. I said, what do you mean, Dad? What do you mean liability is a cancer? And he said, liability is a cancer. You should not be on liability. Assets, it's a must. So meaning it doesn't matter if you have a big mansion or if you have a little flat, work and be mortgage free. Try to have not many liabilities. Once you have roof on your head, you set. And this is when I start competing also, Simon. And then I went part-time for my normal daily job, you know, the airport. I knew that, listen, I need to make savings and then have my roof.
Future. Yeah,
so
definitely.
I invested in my first house, and you know, and I'm touched with not to brag, my mortgage free in a young age. So for me, it was a blessing, right? Like, because I learned that. So I see a lot of these guys, the bodybuilding is great for fun, but dude, you gotta have your career or your work, sort that out first.
Definitely, yeah.
And then you take bodybuilding. This is my opinion.
No, I completely agree. I mean, I've seen a lot of people, they put everything in, then they just burn themselves out. They didn't get the results that they wanted, and they didn't place, they didn't get a pro card, and you don't see them again.
And they're living like freaking nomads, like travelers. They're living here and there.
Yeah, they got no plan B.
Yeah, you know, and then and it's hard, right? But yeah, this is my advice to this newer generation. As I tell them, you know, use bodybuilding as fun. It should be all fun.
Definitely, you should enjoy it. I mean, but you know what? Even what I see nowadays, a lot of these influencers, they don't actually enjoy the training. I think you've got to have that love for bodybuilding in the first place.
Yes.
And we would be training. You'd still be training if there was no Instagram. There's no social media. Because we did it before Instagram. I'm sure we'll do it after social medias. But it's probably here to stay.
Simon, again, sometimes they say to me, "Oh, why don't you do more like talks and everything?" You know, I tell them, you know, when I do a video, when I train a client and I do editing a video, it takes me bloody 45 minutes of my life. Yeah, I'm not geared to. I'm not an influencer. I was an athlete. I was a competitive bodybuilder to the bones back in the days, in my own right. Now I love training. I have my business. I'm not here to I don't have time for that. But there are some people very good with these things, Simon.
Yeah.
The influencers, that's their life.
I think you would be good as it. I honestly think you would be a good sort of an influencer.
No, Simon. But I am. Listen, the good. Okay, again, listen. You know, a good friend and client told me. He said, "Bobby, you're not a businessman." I said, "I know I'm not a businessman, but you know what you are. You're genuine. You do what you do because you love." That's same as you, Simon.
Yeah.
Same as you, bro. Because this is what I learned from you when I met you and everything. Morals. Yeah, you're a genuine guy. You love the sport. You gave so much into the sports, you know. And I remember even you sent me this Grand Prix when you and Neil were doing the Grand Prix in 2000.
The Grand Prix jackets.
Suddenly I got like a freaking like a delivery from a Nike, beautiful tracksuit.
Yeah.
You did so much. So you do it genuinely from the heart. You lost us a lot of money. I know that, you know.
Oh yeah. I could have brought a few. I could have brought a few houses with that.
But you did it from the heart, man. You didn't do it. I can tell because I know the inside out. I know what goes on. But some people, they do it for the money, but they're short lived. You know, it's not fun.
No.
I don't know. With the influencer, I don't know, Simon. I don't even have time for that, man.
You know what? At the end of the day, you've got to do what makes you happy, and that's what's going to keep you going. I mean, when you enjoy doing something you love, then you carry on doing it. It's not a chore, is it?
No, 100%. You know, and just for me, my love is to help the people that need to get in shape. My clients, you know, the average Joe, whatever, you know, and I love it, man. This is my life now, and I love to take care of myself. That's it. I have a very simple life, you know, and then enjoy. I smoke a cigar once in a while, and you know, out and about.
Brilliant. Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna wrap this up because you know what? We've been talking for 1 hour and 25 minutes.
I can see, man.
Yeah. It's gone so quick. I feel like I could talk to you all night, but
I
will. If you've got time, I will bring you on another time. I'll probably get
a lot of stories about Zach Khan.
We've got so many stories. You know what?
I'll Bill Tierney. And a lot of stories I'll address.
I'll get Zach and Darren Ball on one day. That'd be good.
Yeah. Zach Khan, I run the sushi restaurant. But anyway,
So, where can people get in touch with you if they want any sort of training or anything like that? Because you're based in London, aren't you?
I'm based not far from Heathrow Airport. And also, Simon, I've told you many times, if you're on Heathrow Airport, you're staying here, come and say hi to me.
I am flying from Heathrow 1st of August. 1st of August. It's a Monday.
You have time or coming back? Give me a message and I'll meet you here, and I'll even meet you at Rams, whatever. You know, I'm literally 10 minutes away from Heathrow.
Okay.
So my fitness studio is here, and people can get in touch with me on the Instagram, iBobbyKhan. Or
I'll put all your links in the box below, in the description box.
Cool, man.
So Bobby, thank you very much. I really enjoyed talking to you. Actually, I know.
Thanks, man.
We could talk for hours, and that proves how good this podcast is. And it only seems like I've been talking 5 minutes, but I'm sure we'd love to get you back on in future, and someone else. But really appreciate you coming on. But thank you again. And if you've enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks,
Bobby. Man. Cheers.